You just spent a lot of money on your brand new motorcycle. So I called the dealer just now to ask how much is the 600-mile service, and they said $369 plus tax. We're not gonna pay that today. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to do it yourself, what you're gonna be needing, and it will cost you less than $100, a third of the price. And plus, you learn a lot more about your motorcycle. Right behind me is a 2023 Speed Twin 1200. Obviously, the first few days or maybe weeks, you're gonna enjoy the ride. And then the check engine light turns on because you hit 600-mile service. Your owner's manual will have everything, all the step-by-step stuff that you're gonna have to check on your initial service. All the products that we're going to be using today in this video, I'll put in a description down below so you want to check it out, or if you want to just pick it up in your local auto shop or dealership. Maintenance and adjustments, it will tell you everything that you're gonna need to know. So right now, we're just gonna look at the 600 miles. So it's either you hit the 600-mile service or 6 months. So one of the two. Now, if you see dots on it, the dot means it has to be performed when you're doing the service. So basically, everything tells you here is that besides the normal checks that you normally do before you go on a ride, is just to change your oil. Now, changing your oil is very easy on these bikes. The problem we're gonna have, that's why I'm making this video, is how to reset the check engine light. Because to reset the check engine light, you have to go to the dealer. Now that's out of the way, what we're gonna need obviously is an engine oil. The manual actually tells you the recommended weight of the oil. It can take 10 weight or 10W50 or 10W40. I opt for the 10W50. This is the cream of the crop, so I might as well get this one. This is about $17, $16, depending on where you buy it. Like I said, I'll put the links in the description below. Now, you're gonna need 4 of these, and you're gonna need an oil filter. I went to the dealership. Oil filter are not expensive. This is, I think, $16.95. And then while you're there, once you buy the oil filter, just also get an extra washer. And then on top of that, you're gonna need an OBD Bluetooth reader. Lastly, you're gonna need a cell phone, but you can't use an iPhone. You gotta use an Android, or it could be an Android tablet, and you're gonna download an app. So since I am an iPhone user, I bought one from Walmart, those track phones. I don't have to activate it, I just need Wi-Fi capability of this, and I'll show you in a second why. Because we're gonna need to download an app. It's about $5, and you do it once, and you can use it every single time you do maintenance on your motorcycle. So that's everything you need. Now let's start to change the oil. So if you go underneath the motorcycle, that right there is your oil filter. And then next to it right there is the drain plug. All right, so I got 1/2 inch ratchet, then 5/16 Allen key. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Now that's loose, all I gotta do is remove it. And there you go. Let it drain for a minute. And I suggest to, if you have gloves, use gloves. It's gonna be messy. So now the oil is fully drained. Next thing I'm gonna do is just remove the oil filter, which you're gonna need an oil filter wrench. This is about 65 to 67 millimeter, but this one specifically fits the oil filter for the Triumph. And it should take 1/2 inch drive, yep. There you go. I'm gonna let that drain for a minute, and then we'll replace the new one. All right, so after this is all drained, all we need to do next is basically replace the oil filter back in. Just make sure you put a little bit of oil right here in the lip to make sure it's sealed. Now, after you put the oil filter back on, next is the oil plug right here. At this time, it's a good idea to actually replace the washer. So there's a brand new washer, like so. And then just put it back on. When you put the oil filter in this, try not to over tighten it. So when you fill the motorcycle with the oil, try using one of these funnel where it's a little longer. And all you gotta do is remove the cap right here where you're gonna put your oil, and then just place it in there, and it's gonna hold. And that's about it. Then you'll use 4 of these bottles. It's SAE 10 weight 50. After you remove the seat, This right here is a main harness. All you gotta do is remove this and you plug the OBD adapter. Turned on, it's a red light you can see. And then we're gonna grab the phone. First thing we're gonna do is turn on the motorcycle. Once the motorcycle is turned on, so our OBD adapter is still on, and then we're gonna connect to the app. It's blinking, so it's connected. Where you need to go is test an adjustment. It's grayed out because you still have to register the bike. So you're gonna tap on information, and then right here on the bottom left, it tells you register. Just tap on register, confirm to register. So I have 4 bikes remaining. So total really, it's about, I think you can do up to 6 bikes. And you allow it. Wait for a second. There you go, bike registration is done. Once that's done, you go in ECU. Now you have the error codes or test adjustments. I mean, error codes is nice to have. For this project we're doing right now is just test and adjustment, reset, service, interval, right there. So we tap on that, hit run. Gonna make you pick kilometers or miles. I'm gonna pick miles, and I wanna do every 10,000 miles based from what the recommendation from the owner's manual. Or you can, if you want 6,000, that's fine too. For me, I'll just put 10,000, I'll validate. Next service is 10,000 miles. And then it's done. Once that's done, we're gonna check the bike. So there you go. There's no more wrench right there, and you should be fine. Turn that off. And you can unplug this now. You're done with this. And all you gotta do is replace it back. There you go. At this point, your service is done. Your oil change is done. And then if you actually check the drain, and you'll see a lot of metal shavings on there, because that's part of the break-in process, so don't panic, you should be all right. So the final step of the service is to make sure that the level we have is right. Now, normally on the owner's manual, it'll tell you that you have to have the bike sitting straight up. Now, this is where the motorcycle lift comes in handy. And if you have a friend, all you gotta do is have the friend hold the bike up and straight, and you can kind of check if you have the correct levels. So for me, since I'm doing this by myself, I'm gonna use the motorcycle lift. It's actually very handy to have a motorcycle lift just for future services that you're gonna need on your motorcycle. It's fairly easy, just line it up, make sure you don't hit the kickstand. There you go, and just kind of hold the bike a little bit. I know it seems scary, but the bike's gonna stay up there. All you're doing here is to make sure the bike is straight up. At this point, all you're really doing is checking the glass to make sure that you have the right levels. So it's full. So what you need to do first is to let the bike run. Make sure your bike is in neutral. So let the bike run for just a couple of minutes to let the oil settle, and then turn it off and we'll check it again. There you have it. It's a very, very easy project that you can do in your garage, and this will save you so much money, because at $369 plus taxes, it's really not worth it. The Android phone, it cost me about, I think it was 50 bucks at Walmart, and the OBD adapter, the Bluetooth adapter, was from Amazon, which again, I'll link it all in the description below if you want to check it out. That's about $30. So roughly about 100 bucks in those 2 items. You'll use it for as long as you have the motorcycle. The only thing that you really keep on buying is gonna be the oil. If you ride 10,000 miles a year, then obviously you do 10,000 miles. The owner's manual also says that you have to do it every year. So it's either 10,000 miles or every year. So I normally do it right when the summertime hits, or right before the summertime hits and the riding season starts. I did the same video on my Street Scrambler. Now it's Scrambler 900. It works exactly the same. So if you have a Triumph motorcycle, the Android phone and the Bluetooth OBD adapter and the app will work for any Triumph motorcycles. That's all I got in this video. Hopefully you liked the video, you got something out of it. If you did, hit the like button. I make videos about the modern classics, about the Triumphs and any motorcycle related, and trucks, and also leadership since I'm in the military. My name is Bombo. Consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.